Hi, it's Neil here from Total Wellness Club, where we help solve the problem of preventable ill health by helping wellness providers drive up their impact. And we do that by helping you build proof and credibility in your solutions. So it helps you break down the barriers between you and your new clients. And we also bring you marketing insights, tips, and insider secrets too. And today we're going to be talking about handling setbacks. If you're watching this video, please give us a hello. We do like to know you're watching. And it's also really, if something I'm talking about today really resonates with you, please do tell us, because we do love to know. We also like to know what the buzz is in your business as well. So what are you doing? What's new? What are you really excited about and celebrating? News from Total Wellness Club this week is that today we are going to be announcing our 2018 GEM Award winners. And these are going to be in the fitness category, in therapy and in workplace wellness. So we'll be doing that at the end of today's video. As I said, we love to hear your news, so please do feel free to share what's going on for you. I know I ask this every week, and I do this because days can go by, and unless we keep some kind of tally, when the going gets tough, we'll forget about all of the good things that we've accomplished, which actually leads me very nicely into our topic today, where we're going to be talking about handling setbacks. And this is a topic I've been thinking about talking about for a while. It's important because I bet you that almost all of us at some point this year have had a setback or a disappointment of some sort. It could be maybe your biggest, most stable customer or client leaving you. It could be a big hoped for event not happening. It could be a launch not going your way. Maybe even somebody letting you down at a critical moment, or maybe things just simply not panning out in the way that you had hoped. A few years ago, I was having one or two struggles as well. Things weren't going the way that I wanted, and this went on for some considerable time. And then doubt really started to creep in. And I'll admit that back then, and also, you know, I have a default where I would, even today, sometimes can go into this little black hole of discouragement or disappointment or doubt when things don't go right. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one. I'm sure that you've all got your own negative defaults that you would go into as well. The thing is, I think in this industry, we come into it with quite a big mission. Generally, I think most of us do. We want to help heal or change or improve or transform the lives of other people. For me, I've decided that I'm here to help solve the problem of preventable ill health. And when you think of it like that, you can't let a little bump in the road get in your way. You can't let that stop you. I think if you can't go left, sometimes you just need to go right. You have to find a pathway through. So here's what I've learned. Setbacks are just feedback. In the past, I've done things and not been satisfied with the outcomes. And this led me to maybe feeling a bit down about what I'd done. And these days, I take the outcome as a degree of resonance. It's not upsetting anymore. It really is just feedback. So now we don't have to go and look at what's up. You know, we don't have to look at why me and do all of that kind of self-flagellation. Now we can just say, okay, what went wrong and where did it go wrong? What can we do to improve it? And I then look at what the stats tell me, and then I'd ask how I could use that in my future, and maybe what my emotions told me. What did I feel went well? What did I feel I could do better? And if there was a point that this failed, this campaign or whatever it was that I was working on, if there was a point where it failed, what caused that? And what could I do to fix it? And I'd also think about what outside help I might need as well. You know, maybe did I need a mentor or an expert, someone to help me bridge that gap between what I do know and what I don't know. So In a recent promotion, the front end of that performed brilliantly. We got a 61% opt-in, which we were really chuffed with. But something went wrong at the back end, and emotionally I knew that because I wasn't on a high. It's a pretty good way of measuring your emotions. If you feel really good at the end of something, it went well, and if you don't, then it didn't. So I looked at the stats, and I could see the issue was in the follow-up. So there was the feedback. So everything in that campaign was really good, maybe apart from that last part. So I've already looked at how I can fix that for next time. So the first thing I've learned is that results are just feedback. So the second thing then I've learned is how to remove doubt and create certainty in results. So for me, the key to building certainty actually lays in consistency. So I began to take consistent action, which creates habits, and they give me a nice rhythmic pattern of behavior. So we have our annual habits, we have quarterly habits, we have monthly habits, we have weekly habits, right down to daily habits. So now it's not a question of if I do or if I don't, I just do, there's no question. And then I review the habit at the end of the month or campaign to see if it got me where I wanted to go. Doing this then, this gives me consistent feedback, which means that I can then continually make adjustments. So how can you use this? Well, let's take a process of asking for reviews, for example. Let's say that every Monday you make it a habit of asking clients to leave a review for you. And then by Wednesday, you've got at least one review. And then on a Wednesday, you could write a social media post, for example, and then you could post out about that on the Friday with the story. So this way, you ask a client for feedback, you build marketing collateral for your future, then each Wednesday you enjoy reading that feedback because you want to feel good about what people have said about you, and then you can create that story from it, and then on a Friday you post that out, and then maybe you get a new customer or maybe a new lead that leads to a new customer, and or maybe not, maybe you don't get clients, but rather than get discouraged by that, you look at the reality of what you did and you say, okay, that's just feedback. What worked, what didn't, and what can I tweak? So maybe you might then ask questions like, is it the message? Is it the way that I told the story? Was the call to action clear? Am I telling enough people? How do I build my social media following? What can I do to engage my audience better? And when you look at what's happening as feedback, there's just resonance. There's no disappointment. There's no doubt, and there's no frustration. It is what it is, and you look at it, and then you get it better for next time. So I've done this with developing partnerships. I have a standard email that I use to invite partners to come and join us, and it's evolved over time and got better each time that I review it. Because each time I review it, I can see something that could be better for next time that I didn't see the time before. And all the time we're growing and evolving with knowledge and experience and feedback as well. So we can build that all into the email. So this leads me very nicely on to the last thing, and that's process. So we have the feedback, and then we have the rhythm, and finally we have the process. So a process means that we do something in a set way over and over again. And this means we've now got something that we can measure and something that we can manage. So I mentioned my email. So every email campaign, so every campaign I would use this email. And then after the campaign, I won't look at it maybe for a month or so until I start the next campaign, and then I'll take the email out and I'll look, and that's when I'll see something could be improved. So I'd make changes, and then I would see how that then affects the performance of that email and the results that we get. We also do this with email sequences. We've got a lot of automation within Total Wellness Club. So we look at the email sequences, and occasionally we take those to pieces. We have an annual rhythm for that. We also do similar things with our website. So the way that we would do this is we would make a structural change to the website. Then we would video what the users do. to see what happens. If we're getting the results we want, we would leave it. If we don't get the results we want, we make some changes, and then we go back and we look at it again and see what's happening. And then we keep going over and over that until we start getting the results we want. So we are always measuring and we're always monitoring. And it doesn't have to be things like web stats or email sequences if your business is smaller than that, especially if you're working with clients as opposed to selling product. And so it could be just as simple as measuring and managing every step in your sales process, for example. So every lead, where did it come from? And every conversation or interaction, you can look at how many people you sold versus how many you actually spoke to. You can look at where you felt things are going well and where they're not going well. So what you could do is you might note how many sales you have every week, and you might also note how many of those actually became clients. And let's say you're having sales conversations and you get 40% of those people become clients. Now that percentage could be as high as 80%. So there are things that you could do and maybe make some changes to that to improve that. So maybe it might be you take my no selling sales formula training that I've mentioned before, and now you've got a nice solid structure to your sales conversations and your conversions immediately go up. And then you might say, okay, now I've got comfortable with the sales process and my conversions are rising. Now I just want more leads. So where do I get more leads from? So maybe you're the kind of person that enjoys networking, for example. So maybe you go and you start networking at a group and you work at that group for 3 months, but you notice that you've not got one lead in 3 months. Now, does that mean that networking doesn't work? No, it doesn't. What it means is you don't have a process for networking. So you need to get a process for it. So you can then have more meetings. You've then got more of a structure for the meetings. You can learn about networking, and then suddenly you get a handful of leads. So now you think, okay, what other networks can I join so that I can have more conversations? So at each stage there is feedback. You need to build in consistency and also then have a process. The consistency removes as I said earlier on, it removes doubt, because you know that you're building something, you're getting stronger and you're getting better at every step because you're taking consistent action, and the process gives you something to measure and manage against. So now feedbacks are just part of the process. Feedbacks tell you where you're at. Consistency, as I said, keeps you moving forward regularly, and process gives you something that you can measure and manage against. So now you don't need to take setbacks personally anymore. So setbacks happen. We shift gears depending on where we're at in our business, from startup getting through to traction. There's lots and lots to learn at that point in our business. That's why we have our resource section here at Total Wellness Club, which is available to you when you log into your account. You'll see there's a button there that takes you through into the resource suite. And then as you build momentum, you need to learn new things. You need to learn new tricks. So we have a section for that as well in our resource suite. And as you shift gear, you go from the slow lane into the acceleration lane, on the motorway, and then you're shifting from maybe the slow lane into the middle lane, and then out into the fast lane. So over time, you get better and better at what you do. But the key to this is using what happens as feedback, consistently taking action in a direction, and building in process so that you've got something to measure and manage against. So we said that what we would do today is announce our 2018 award winners. And we're going to announce these in 3 categories. We're going to announce these in therapy, we're going to announce these in personal training, and we're going to announce these in workplace wellness. What we will do as well with each of these winners is we will send your awards out to you so that you can take a nice photograph with you. And if there's an opportunity to meet up with you and have a little photograph together, have a drink, we would love to do that and talk about how else you can use your award. So first of all, let's get into the category of therapy. We have a winner here. I know I always like to do a little drum roll when I do these. So our winner in the therapy category is Atavia Mazzoni. I hope I have pronounced that right. She is the winner in the therapy section, so congratulations to you, Ottavia. There were only 2 reviews difference between the winner and second place. Very close, could have been anybody's, but it was Ottavia, so congratulations to you. Ottavia, you've been collecting reviews reasonably consistently since the day you joined us, so well done, and keep that going into next year as well. Our winner in the fitness category is Ange Wu. Congratulations to you, Ange. Ange just missed out on the award last year, again by 2 reviews, and congratulations to you, Ange, for keeping going this year and being consistent, getting more reviews and winning this year. And our winner in workplace wellness is Twin Wave. So congratulations to Paul and Monica at Twin Wave. They kind of really stole the show in this category and ran away with it. There was really no other competition in that category other than those guys, because they got so many reviews so quickly. So generally the theme here is being consistent with your reviews, asking on a regular basis, allowing them to mount up over time, and then of course becoming a winner at the end of the year. The new year for reviews starts today, starts now. So any reviews that you get from this moment onwards will count towards your GEM award for next year. So congratulations to our 3 winners, Ottavia, Ange, and Twin Wave. And that kind of wraps us up for today. And yeah, just leaves me to say, have a great end to your week and have a great weekend. And I will see you next time. Take care now. Bye.